Good afternoon, it's time for Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. Today we'll join Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley for an insider's view on Stetson's upcoming football program. And we'll hear from health reporter Stephanie Strong of the Volusia County Health Department as she brings us her important report. And finally, we'll join Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio for an in-depth interview with his guest, David Griffis, Director of the University of Florida Volusia County Cooperative Extension Service. They'll be chatting about the contribution of agriculture to our local economy. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Voltron Bus operator Janet Kisner has been named the Florida Public Transit Association Operator of the Year. Kisner was recognized during the awards banquet of the organization's 38th annual conference and expo held at the Hilton Daytona Beach Oceanfront Resort and the Ocean Center Convention Center.
This is quite an honor because the FPTA is made up of over 30 transit systems that all enter operators as the Bus Operator of the Year, and Janet was selected across the entire state. Bus Operator of the Year is a big honor for Janet, and we're glad that she was able to attend the event, and she's very excited to accept that honor. On another note, Janet is also Votran's first 2 million mile safe bus operator. This means essentially driving for nearly 24 years without having a preventable accident. So that's something that Votran has accomplished many times, but Janet is the first female to do this. So we're really excited for Janet and really proud of her accomplishments.
8 other Votran operators have reached 2 million miles, while 30 Votran drivers have reached 1 million miles. It typically takes a Votran fixed route driver about 12 years to drive 1 million miles.
At Voltron, we take safety very seriously. Safety is our #1 concern, and it shows through all the number of bus operators that have achieved 1 million miles, number of which have achieved 2 million miles, and now we can add Janet to that list.
For more information on Votran, you can visit votran.org. Fun and education await nature lovers at the upcoming Marine Science Center's Bird Festival. The 8th annual Bird Fest is Saturday, November 17th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the county-operated Marine Science Center in Ponce Inlet. Admission to the center is free for the day and for the event. Visitors can learn about the wonder of bird migration and witness the release of rehabilitated seabirds.
We take this day to really celebrate the work that we do with birds and celebrate the abundance of bird life that we have here in Volusia County. And we're going to end the day with a chance to actually release some birds that have been in our bird hospital back to the wild.
The bird releases will take place at 3 p.m. at the Lighthouse Point Park on the beach.
The Marine Science Center is really an important part of helping the wildlife of this region. And we are one of the most important bird hospitals in Central Florida. We'll probably have over 1,500 birds come into our bird hospital in this calendar year.
For more information about BirdFest or other programs and activities at the Marine Science Center, you can call 386-304-5545. For the second year in a row, residents and visitors to Volusia County are invited to celebrate the holiday season beach style, with a parade of lights, ice skating at the beach, and a beautiful tree lighting ceremony. Mark your calendar for Saturday, November 24th for the 2nd annual Light Up Volusia Nights at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach. The event begins just after 5 p.m. with a parade of lights from Main Street to the Ocean Center. There will be plenty of entertainment, including local school and church singing groups, kids' activities, and arts and crafts. Then, just after 7 p.m., city and county leaders will flip the light switch for the ornate 40-foot holiday tree, complete with beach-themed decor and Sandy the Seahorse, the official mascot of Light Up Volusia Nights. Angela Daniels, Director of Marketing for the Ocean Center, said the event is the perfect kickoff to the holiday season.
The holiday events, yes, really our goal is to start an annual event every year that will create some excitement for outside visitors to visit our destination. Last year we had a really good turnout, and we're hoping to build on these events each year, building activities, building everything within this core area of Daytona Beach in hopes that we can bring visitors from outside the area but also have a great event for our locals.
Light Up Volusia Nights will continue throughout the holiday season from 5 to 9 p.m. every Saturday through December 22nd. And the holiday cheer is all around the beachside area of the Ocean Center. The ice skating rink returns to the bandshell beginning November 16th through January 6th. The cost is $10 per person per day for unlimited skating and includes your skate rentals.
Hi, I'm Joyce Cusack, Volusia County Council member at large. As tough economic times continue, Volusia County residents and visitors are seeing the value of public transportation. During the last fiscal year, Voltron had more than 3.5 million boardings. Voltron offers a variety of services, including fixed route buses, a beachside trolley, van pooling, and a gold service for people who can't ride fixed route buses due to disability or age. At $1.25 a ride, Voltron drives a great bargain. For more information about Voltron, visit Voltron.org.
After more than a 50-year break in football action, the Stetson Hatters are returning to the gridiron. Joanne Magley has more on the university's new football program in this week's Volusia Here and Now.
The Hatters will officially start their football season in the fall of 2013. Until then, they're practicing 3 to 5 days a week. Ricky Hazel is Stetson's Assistant Athletic Director for Communications. He's in charge of marketing all the Stetson teams and the players and has been involved with college football for 20 years, most recently with Troy University in Alabama.
I spent 8 years there and also had a great ride there. Some of the guys that I worked with there, DeMarcus Ware, who's an All-Pro with the Dallas Cowboys, was with a player there, and most recently Jarrell Jernigan, who won 4 straight conference championships while he was at Troy, and then his first year in the NFL with the Giants won a Super Bowl. So he's running out of fingers.
Roger Hughes is the team's head coach.
Fellas, people know who you are. Okay, you guys are rock stars on campus. So when you're on campus, be smart about the banter back and forth.
He's the former head football coach for Princeton and said there were a number of factors that influenced his decision to become a Hatter.
Go, boys. You got to focus, fellas, better. You got to focus better. A couple things. One, to start a program from scratch, you can really put your name on it. Number two, if you think about it, when you start a business, probably 2 years is changing a culture. Here, we just have to invent one. And so the energy can be all positive and going toward our goals. The third thing was really the vision that Dr. Libby, our president, and Jeff Altier, our athletic director, shared with me. And I was not interested in coming to a program who didn't want to be competitive or wouldn't do what it took to win games, because obviously coaches are measured that way. And so after speaking with them and seeing the excitement both in the town, I mean, Mayor Apgar was actually on my search committee. And the town and gown relationship between Stetson and DeLand is remarkable. And so all those factors added up to thinking this was a pretty good opportunity.
Can you guys still see?
It's up, it's good.
Hundreds of Hatters fans attended the first homecoming game, a matchup of the green versus the white.
I love Hatters football. I think it's going to be wonderful. I can't wait until it is officially here in 13.
The football program begins August 31st, 2013, when the Hatters and Warner University face off at a refurbished Spec Martin Memorial Stadium. Stetson will be a member of the non-scholarship Pioneer League.
Give me a mic backer.
These young men are not on scholarship. They get the same financial aid as any normal student, so they're really here for the love of the game and to get a great education. And so they have to do a great job of balancing the stellar academic qualities of Stetson in addition to playing Division I football.
And as far as what this team will bring to the campus and the community,
well, I think it just ramps up the vibrancy on campus, because there's nothing like football. And, in college athletics and college experience, there's nothing like college football to bring excitement to a campus. I mean, to go along with football, you have to start a marching band and have the excitement that goes along with that. But there's nothing like a college game day to bring back fans, bring back alumni, get people engaged on campus. It's just it's a community builder is what I call it.
for Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
The Volusia County Health Department is dedicated to bringing you and your family information that is important to living a healthy lifestyle. Today, Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong brings us her report.
The Volusia County Health Department is responsible for ensuring public water supplies of Volusia County provide water to consumers that is safe and in compliance with federal and state regulations. Whether you're home, at work, engaged in recreational activities, or being entertained, residents and visitors alike can have confidence in the public water supplies of Volusia County.
Our Safe Drinking Water Act program implements the federal rules here locally, and those rules are designed to protect our drinking water resources.
The Health Department takes a number of steps to ensure your drinking water is safe. The Health Department works closely with regulated water systems, other regulatory agencies, consulting engineers, physicians, and the general public. Environmental health specialists make frequent and thorough inspections. Closer oversight of regulated water systems means higher compliance and safer water.
We work closely with the various utilities. Our inspectors go out there regularly, make sure everything's going fine. They're also available for one-on-one consultations, and this is helpful to the operators. They can gather from our expertise, and we kind of share things locally when our inspectors go to plant, so it's good in that regard.
Proactive rule compliance training allows owners and operators to stay abreast of complex rules requirements. One-on-one technical assistance helps owners and operators develop cost-effective treatment protocols. The Safe Drinking Water Act program works directly with the local medical authority, the public health officer, and a team of experts. Environmental specialists respond promptly to natural or man-made disasters or emergencies.
Many people don't realize that the health department has several roles following a natural disaster or hurricane or flood. Our environmental specialists are involved in inspecting wells and helping homeowners understand how to decontaminate their wells if they've been flooded. Our environmental inspectors often inspect feeding sites and shelters to assure the safety of the water and the food. They also work closely with our community water systems to assure that our tap water is safe after a hurricane or a flood.
Citizens and visitors with questions and concerns about drinking water are encouraged to contact the EH field office nearest their home. The Volusia County Environmental Health Lab offers routine and emergency water sample analysis, as well as the Department of Health Regional Laboratory in Jacksonville. The Safe Drinking Water Act program receives high grades regularly from the Department of Environmental Protection and Department of Health audit teams. The program has an overall excellent rating.
People watch us. We get audited regularly, both by the Department of Environmental Protection and the Department of Health. And our recent audits have just been wonderful, and our program has been noted as being excellent. So We get a lot of feedback.
For Volusia Magazine and on behalf of the Volusia County Health Department, your guide to better health, I'm Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can log on to volusiahealth.com. And now let's head into the studio to check in with Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Director of the University of Florida, Volusia County Cooperative Extension Services, Mr. David Griffis.
Thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. You know, when we think about Volusia County's economy, many of us tend to focus on tourism, construction, consumer services, and healthcare. But another major factor in Volusia County's economy is the agricultural industry, which contributes more than $750 million a year to the county's economy. With the annual Farm City Tour right around the corner, we thought this would be a great time to find out how our local growers are doing these days, and so we're very pleased to have with us in the studio David Griffis. He's the director of the University of Florida, Volusia County Cooperative Extension Services. Dave, thanks for being with us.
Pleasure to be here, Dave.
Hey, we talk to you every year about agriculture. It is a very, very important element of our economy. In general, David, how are our growers doing these days?
The growers are suffering like everyone else throughout this economy. They're probably doing a little bit better than most, but it is affecting them, and the downturn in the economy has caused them to tighten up a little bit, just like it has for small business everywhere.
You know, Dave, we saw the tremendous drought that has occurred this year in the Midwest. I mean, just almost an unprecedented kind of drought. And of course it was dry here in Florida, but not to the degree that those folks were dealing with. And I think what that brings to light when you have that kind of a drought is the impact it can have on farm products and eventually pricing. I mean, I'm seeing now where apples are hard to come by, and they're talking about this drought having an impact on rising food costs for the consumer.
It sure has. The drought in the Midwest, especially on the hay production and the cost of feed and cattle, we will see that impact this fall and this winter in the shopping centers.
Yeah, and we're talking, I mean, in that drought, I mean, you're talking about, the fact that a lot of these beef growers, cattle growers, could hardly keep their herds alive, never mind get the pricing that they wanted to get, and that means...
Right. Unfortunately, in agriculture, what's bad for some parts of the country may be beneficial for others.
Right.
Early on in the season, for example, our hay production was down because of the drought, but as the rainy season picked up, we were able to produce some hay, and so now some of our growers will be having hay for sale for those growers that were less fortunate out in the Midwest.
You know, as you look at the agriculture industry in Volusia County, Dave, for those folks that may be new to Volusia County, perhaps they're not as in tune to agriculture as you are, give us kind of a general picture of what kind of agriculture we have in Volusia County.
Well, generally in agriculture in this county, our major crops are cut foliage, the fern industry, nursery industry, citrus, timber, and pasture.
Mm-hmm. David, when when we talk about the challenges that the American farmer faces these days, in years past we've had growers sitting beside you here in the Volusia Magazine studio and talking about some of their challenges. They got foreign competition. There's a number of things that our American growers are dealing with today that kind of makes it tough out there for them.
Yes, it does. And what we all look for is some type of a commodity or a specialty crop, a niche market that maybe no one else is doing, that maybe we can look at. And right now we're looking at pomegranates, we're looking at olives, we're looking at other types of crops that we may be able to produce and stay in business.
You know, one of the things, Dave, you should be credited for, I think, is that you predicted very early on the threat from this laurel wilt problem, which has affected the bay trees and eventually the avocado industry. You were predicted that sort of before everyone else did. And it makes me think that you just never know what kind of new threat is going to come along on the horizon. Anything on your radar screen that you're looking at in terms of a threat to agriculture?
Well, right now, the bay trees is very sad to drive up and down the coast in the county to see the bay trees dying, and unfortunately there really is no cure for that. And on the agriculture side, we have citrus greening caused by a psyllid that is found now in Volusia County in our citrus groves. Right now, there really is no cure for that. That could severely impact citrus throughout the state of Florida and throughout the country. So we're facing that. Growers are trying to overcome that with some nutrient spraying and some additional costs that they may incur, which of course will drive up the price of fresh fruit and orange juice. So we're looking at the citrus greening right now is being a big problem for us. On the coastal side and some other things, there's some invasive species that are coming in on our water bodies and things that we're having to deal with as well.
Yeah, let's talk about that just for a quick second, because you've talked to me about this, and I don't think a lot of people are in on this yet. It's kind of a thistle problem, isn't it?
Right. We have what we call Russian thistle, and most of our listeners probably haven't heard of Russian thistle, but when you say the term tumbleweed, most people are familiar with that. This is the same plant that's found out west. It's called tumbleweed that we've all seen on cartoons and things. Right. But we're now finding that up and down on our beaches, and one plant can produce 200,000 seed.
And so what's the impact, Dave? I mean, what's the threat?
The threat is it is very, very thorny plant, so it would be hazardous and dangerous to individuals, especially children that happen upon this plant, try to walk across it. It's spreading, it's out competing some of our native vegetation.
Wow.
So we need to keep a handle on it, keep an eye on it. The jury is still out whether it's going to impact our sea turtle nesting. Will it affect nesting on our beaches? So we're studying that right now and looking at that.
Wow. You know, as we've talked over the years, David, it seems to me that one of the things that our growers have done to survive is they have maximized the use of their acreage. In other words, the citrus growers have gotten into other kind of products and so forth. And so diversification seems to be one of the keys to survival these days.
It sure is. You have to be one step ahead of the market. What is that latest product out there? What's selling? What's not selling? Okay, this is not going to work. Let's go someplace else and do something else. And so, yeah, they are one step ahead of the game. They have to be to stay in business.
David, how has the internet changed the way our farmers do business these days?
A lot of them have internet access and are using it. Example, cattle sales. Major cattle sales are now done on the internet. We have growers that strictly sell through the internet. We have a group of growers down in the southern part of this county that grow cut flowers that are all sold on the internet throughout the world.
So just like everything else in American business these days, our farmers have had to become very technologically savvy as well.
iPhones, smartphones, everyone has them. They're out in the field. If they have a problem, they can take a picture of an insect, identify that insect, have a cure right there in the field.
David, we've talked in the last couple of years, 3 years, I guess, about the fact that international sales have been a big part of where our growers are going these days. How are we doing on international sales?
Mostly cut foliage is still sold internationally. It goes through either Japan or Holland. And a lot of our product that we produce in the cut foliage industry continues to go overseas.
Your agency, the University of Florida Volusia County Cooperative Extension Service, you're kind of a hybrid operation for county government. Again, for people that are not familiar with your operation, give us a little history and what's your tie with Volusia County.
We're actually considered University of Florida faculty. A portion of our salary comes from the University of Florida. A portion comes from Volusia County government. We have people that work at the Agriculture Center that are both 100% paid by the university, 100% paid for by the county, and then we have some people that are paid by both. And we are part of the university. We're considered part of their faculty at the University of Florida. We provide educational programming, extending that knowledge from the university out to the community and vice versa. When there are problems in the community, we take that information back to the university. Hopefully we can find people that can do research on that to solve those problems, to make solutions for all of our lives.
So, I mean, I guess what I'm hearing you say is you're basically teachers and you're liaisons with the University of Florida.
Exactly. The extension model was formed in 1914 of extending that education out to the public because everyone knew that we could not send everyone to a university, so we can get that knowledge out to them, we can extend it out into the community.
David, before we run out of time, one of the highlights of the year for your operation is this annual Farm City Tour, which is a very, very popular thing in Volusia County. I think this is what, year 31?
31st year.
David, for those folks that are not familiar with the annual Farm City Tour, tell us what this is and then we'll talk about how people can enjoy it.
Right, the farm tour is our 31st year, as mentioned, is always the Friday before Thanksgiving. This year it is November 16th from 9 o'clock until about 3 o'clock. This is a self-guided tour. This model has worked for 31 years and we continue to stay with it. It's free to the public. We'll ask you to go to volusia.org, our extension website, to get the schedule. or check your local papers a few days before the tour to find out the exact stops. We always add a few stops. This year we've got an alpaca place.
Wow.
We've got a gentleman that's raising white-tailed deer. We have another gentleman that has organic vegetable farming. So we've always added a few new places this year. We've got an orchid. A gentleman has one of the largest orchid greenhouses in this area. And we also have an olive production.
Wow.
We're taking them to the largest olive production area in the state of Florida.
Unbelievable, Dave. What do they do with, are these olives to eat or olives for olive oil?
Well, right now they're very, very small olive trees.
Uh-huh.
Very small olive trees, but they will be olives to eat as well as to process into oil. And for those people that don't know, you just don't walk up to a tree and pick off an olive and eat it. It has to go through a process of either salt, lye, or some type of a process. When we buy an olive off of the store, that has gone through a pretty extensive processing.
Really? So folks that want to go on the tour, I mean, they look at the various places on the tour and they can show up during the designated times, and a lot of times the growers will have products that they can sample, and it's really quite a day.
It's a great day. We always have a lot of people that come out, and it is self-guided, and you pick and choose which stops you would like to attend during those designated times. And yes, the growers do the talking. The growers sometimes will have their products. Growers will also have some things for sale. So if you go to the place that has citrus, be prepared to buy some citrus.
David, again, the tour is November 16th?
November 16th.
It's 31st year for the annual Farm City Tour, and for folks that didn't have a pencil while they were watching this, they can go to your website and get all the information.
Right. Go to volusia.org and go to our website.
David, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. As we said, agriculture is at least a $750 million a year industry in Volusia County, so very important. Thanks for sharing the information with us.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Our guest today is David Griffis. He's the director of the University of Florida, Volusia County Cooperative Extension Service. And again, that annual Farm City Tour, a great day in Volusia County, November 16th. And with that, we'll go back to you, Amber.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, just give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org. You can also watch the show online. Just go to volusia.org and click on the Volusia Magazine icon. We hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. And finally, we'd like to invite you to the next Volusia County Council meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday, November 15th at 9 a.m. in the County Council Chambers in DeLand. Public participation is welcome. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.